Hello, beautiful, amazing artists, art lovers, art friends, and family, and my Art Life School member tribe. Hello, happy Friday, everybody. How is everybody doing? I am just sitting here having my coffee, some kind of Starbucks Christmas spice coffee. So yummy in my little nutcracker cup. Yee! It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everybody getting excited about Christmas, I hope. Hello, Maria. Welcome, welcome. Debbie Nelson. Hi. Hi, Susan. Hi, Jermaine. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Super excited to be here with all of you today. I have so many, exciting things to share with you today. So everybody come on in, grab a cup of something, maybe a cup of bubbly, maybe a hot cup of Joe. And yeah, or maybe just have this on. Somebody was saying yesterday they were cleaning the house or decorating, Christmas decorating while listening to this, which I was like, that's amazing. I am so honored. Yay. Thank you so much, everybody who's been reaching out and saying how inspired you are, how this has been helping, kind of get you in the mood or just get you back in touch with your creative spirit. That is exactly why I'm doing that. This month in the Art Life School, our focus, which is usually a technical focus, but this month we're focusing on cultivating joy in our creative practice. And sometimes it's just a matter of reconnecting to that creative practice, right? Reconnecting to that joy. Hi, Lorraine. Welcome. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Aphrodite, Lorraine, Barbara Schatz. Hi, Carol Block. Welcome, welcome. So happy to have all of you here. Yay, good afternoon. Yes, yes, yes. And just so you guys know, if you check the description box, we have a Christmas party coming up next Friday. I'm super excited about that for next Friday. So Art Life School members, you get automatic inclusion into that. For other people who are not in the Art Life School, if you would like to come in on that all-day Christmas party from morning until late in the afternoon, we'll be doing demonstrations, giveaways, prizes, just fun stuff, lots of fun stuff all day. And so there's a link there if you want to learn more about that. You can purchase just a one-day pass if you're not an Art Life School member, or of course you could join the Art Life School for a month if that's all you want to do, to hop in on the fun that day for the Christmas party. Also, the Christmas raffle for one of my paintings is live and happening and popping, people. I'm super excited about it. You do not have to be an Art Life School member to do the raffle. You do not have to go to the Christmas party to do the raffle. So if you want to purchase a raffle ticket, you can do so by clicking that link that has the information about the Christmas party. That's where you can purchase your raffle tickets. You can get as many as you want to. They're $20 a piece. And the prize is going to be an original painting of mine, size 12 by 16 or under. Your choice. That's just the day I'll be announcing the winner of the raffle is next Friday, okay? So if you're not at the Christmas party, don't worry. We will send out an email announcement to all of my email list, as well as on the Facebook page here, as to who won the Christmas raffle. So if you win, you will know about it. Okay, super excited. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Arena. Hello, Muriel. So check the link. Hi, Irene Kwong. It's been a long time. Actually, I think you were on here the other day. So good to see you. Wilhelmina, oh my gosh, she says, definitely helping. I painted until midnight. Yes, I'm so excited to hear that. I have been like on a painting spree this month. It's been so good. So good for the soul, right? Like it literally releases good chemicals in our body, right? Like good endorphins whenever we just look at something beautiful or whenever we create something new. So it's definitely healing to the heart, to the mind, to the body. Plus, it gets us in action. Sometimes whenever we're stressed or maybe we're feeling anxious or worried about things, when we take action, it releases, it alleviates that anxiety and some of that stress. So, hi, Jan Carnell, welcome. Hi, Mary, Suma, Volpe, good, hello and welcome. I almost said good morning, good afternoon. Linda Will, hello. Hello. Yay. So many beautiful people here. Elaine Nuttall, Miriam Cortez, welcome, welcome. So everybody, you have until next Wednesday to decide if you're going to come to the Christmas party. Art Life School members, you do need to register for that on the Zoom link. So make sure that you do that to attend to that party. And so you have to decide by next Wednesday or purchase your raffle tickets for the painting by next Wednesday as well. Okay. Let's do this today. What do we have going on in here? Okay, so I did finish this piece. I just, I hate letting things linger. So plus anything that takes longer than like 3 days, I'm like, no, I'm out. I like things to get done and to get done quickly. So I did finish this piece. I'll give you a little zoom in of it before we start anything new today. So there is this piece here. Okay. So I just, completed more on the carnations, which were so much fun to paint. And these two apples over here, especially. I built up more glow into these grapes. And what was interesting, by the time I got over here in the setup, I actually had the grapes in front of the eucalyptus leaves. But then I decided to change it in the actual painting, and I liked the eucalyptus leaves better and just showing just a little bit of the, sorry, there's some glare from the window light here. Just showing a little bit of the grapes back behind just as an abstraction, of color. So this one was a lot of fun to paint, and it's actually also included in my holiday sale this weekend where all the paintings are 40% off. So if you're hunting for any new paintings, this one is available. You can go to kellyfolsom.com, check out all the paintings there that are for sale. So we're going to start something new. But first, I wanted to show you guys, I know I've been talking to you about those little boxes that I've been painting. Let me go ahead and put this 6x6 up. This is what we'll be using. Sorry, this magnet is a little bit, it's pretty much as big as the panel. But I'll be doing a 6x6 today. Some roses, some red roses. They've started to really open up, quite beautiful. Oh, okay. That's kind of like popping out a bit. So I'll show you these roses right quick. Look at these guys. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Aren't those to die for? And they smell so, so amazing. And this month, December, the month of giving, right? We're all giving to each other in so many beautiful ways. And don't forget to give to yourself, right? Like, take care of yourself. You probably, especially as women, we tend to like care for everybody else all around us, put everybody else first, right? But really, it's good for us to care for ourselves. So treat yourself to something special this month. Maybe it's fresh flowers. Maybe it's just something special that you don't normally allow yourself to have, right? So just a friendly reminder to give to yourself as well and to receive, right? The balance of giving and receiving, I think is super important because I know for me, how did this get crooked all of a sudden? I'm like sideways. Oh, there we go. Okay. I think that was weird. What happened? All of a sudden it got like super crooked and cockeyed. Anyways, so it's still crooked. Really, y'all? Tell you what, technology. It's crazy. Okay. So yeah, so just don't forget to also receive and receive well. That's a challenge for me. Sometimes I get so many beautiful gifts, so not even just physical things, right? Just gifts of acknowledgement, people saying thank you, people extending gratitude. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes for me, I can feel almost a little bit unworthy of receiving those things. Even with, I know I do a lot of good things, right? We all know that. We all know we're worthy deep down, but sometimes we have a tendency to not totally let something in and not totally feel it and receive it. And so that's been a practice of mine this month too. Like every sweet message that I've received, every beautiful comment on these lives that I've received from you guys, I've just really been practicing, being like, thank you. I feel that. I receive that. I actually take it in and soak it up. And on that note too, I should show you guys too this new little book. So this month, has really been a practice for me, like just going deep on giving, receiving, and listening, right? Receiving also means taking time to listen, taking time to listen to inspiration, to our intuition, and really receive that guidance, right? And really feel it. So that's also been fun for me this month, just like letting new ideas flow and come in and then taking action on those. So I was so inspired by doing all of my gratitude practices this month that I decided, you know what? I'm going to make a new little book. So I created this new book called Gratitude Prayers. I wrote all of the gratitude prayers in here myself. I went through a lot last month, as many of you guys know. There was family health crisis. There's also a lot of shit going down in my own life outside of family. And so, anyways, I was doing a lot of deep personal introspection work and really trying to look inward and to find sources of healing, for myself, for my heart, and a place of understanding. And gratitude, I think, is always um, such a powerful antidote to pain, to suffering, right? So tapping back into gratitude just connects us back to that creativity and that joy. So there was a few days there where every morning in my journal, everything was just flowing out of me. Gratitude prayers, gratitude affirmations were just flowing literally like water out of me. And it was for me, it was all for me. And then about a week later, I had the idea, I want to share some of those with others because I really truly believe that every single one of them came from spirit. And and they're like, they did not come from me, from my little mind. They are so true and so powerful. So I've put them all in here in this book, Gratitude Prayers, which of course has my art in it. And I've included all of these gratitude prayers along with the paintings for you guys. This is available as a gift with purchase for the painting sale. This one called I Am Enough. And so maybe I'll just read one of these to you guys. I am enough. Thank you that I am enough. My voice matters. I'm free to have my own identity. I'm allowed to be my authentic, highest self. I am worthy to shine bright and to be beautiful. I was purposefully created exactly as I am for a reason. Thank you for my purpose. I will walk in it bravely today. I belong to the great creator. That is where my belonging lies, not with others and their opinions. Thank you that I am at home within myself. I seek refuge, acceptance, or approval from no one. So that's just one example of some, the gratitude prayers that are in here. So, anyways, and I love this one too. Trust. This one, trust, that came out in my writings. Trust. Today I will trust all that is. I trust myself. I can feel and know the truth at any moment. Thank you that I have access to divine wisdom today. I can easily discern and feel the difference between fear and my heart's guidance. I know that I am capable of doing all things. I was born completely and totally capable. Every challenge increases my capacity for growth. I welcome and bless every difficult situation as I know it is transforming me into the highest version of myself. Today, I welcome the fire to alchemize my pain into power, my sorrow into joy, my jewels, my disowned parts into jewels in my crown. Everything I touch today turns to gold. I will trust my intuition. The answers are within, not without. So I just wanted to share a couple of those prayers for you guys in case they are helpful to you. Again, I just made a few of these for my collectors who purchased the paintings in the sale this week. So here's the other thing I'm super excited about, you guys. You know, I was telling y'all that I was painting these boxes, and many of you have already seen some of these little minis. And each one has a surprise divine message inside, just like the ones that I just read. I've been writing them, just tuning in and like writing them and putting them in these little boxes. So I've been doing these little antique boxes, like reinventing all these little antique boxes. I think they're so beautiful. And I've been dying to get these in. I found these on eBay, and they're actually antique Florentine boxes from Italy. So these are from they're after 1940s, they think, but they're definitely, antique gold leaf. Obviously, they're going to have wear because they're so old. And I promised to show you guys how I prepare these for, these little paintings that I'm doing on top. So the first thing I was going to show you today is how I would sand these and gesso them so that I can, paint anew on them. So I'm just going to kind of sit down here, and we'll do that first before I work on this 6x6 for you today. So I really have to do these in my lap. So I'm hoping you guys will be able to see. Oh, and check, I love that the stamp is still on there, and the Made in Italy stamp is still on there. So the gratitude prayer book is not available separately, just so you know. That is solely a gift with purchase for myself. Sorry, don't look at my feet. kellyfolsom.com. So usually whenever I do this, people ask me all the time, do you really dress nice every day in the studio? Yes, y'all. I am a major girly girl. You can ask my mom. Pretty much every birthday, every Christmas, she'd ask me what I want, and I'd say dresses. I want dresses. And so, yes, I do dress nice. I have become a much less messy painter, I would say. But I like to dress nice. It makes me feel good. I feel like I'm ready. So I got this little sander. You can get it on Amazon. Just this little hand sander, and it comes with a bunch of these little sandpaper strips. They're Velcro. This is and they come with multiple grits. Okay, so this is actually the finest grit because I was feeling this, and I don't think it's going to need a very strong grit. So I just want to kind of sand this kind of smooth enough so that I can gesso over it. Okay. So, and it's nice and flat and fits well in the palm of my hand. And this is kind of raised up. If it wasn't, you might just have to be careful or maybe put some tape on it. But I feel like I can be careful enough with this that I don't have to tape it off, especially since there's a little raised edge here. I know that I'm not going to be sanding that gold leaf. That would be the main consideration, that, I just want to protect that gold leaf as much as I can. So again, I just kind of want to get enough of this off and get it to a smoother surface. I don't need to actually remove the painting underneath. This is not oil painting under here. So that would be, I guess the main thing is if you think it's an oil painting on something that you've purchased, then you might have to gesso with an oil primer, or you'd have to get all of the past painting off of there. And if this little handheld sander is a little too big, I can also off, take it off and make it smaller to get into any little nooks and crannies. There's still kind of some stuff on here. Usually whenever you buy these, they don't really have all the details about, the material or whatnot. So a lot of times you're kind of taking a chance. And I will tell you that I learned a little secret for the grit number. I don't know. I think this one's 400. It's like really, really fine. On some of them, I used a little bit of a rougher grit and then went down to finer depending on what was on there. And so I'll just gesso this one today, and I'll only be able to do one coat of gesso with you guys live, and then I'll do a couple more coats, sanding in between each coat. So in general, I tend to do about 3 coats on these of gesso and then sand in between each coat so you have a really nice, smooth, non-absorbent surface. Okay. So as you can see, it's going to take a little bit, but gosh, it's Christmas time, and this is something kind of fun that, you could put on a Christmas movie or play some Christmas music or something, and sometimes doing work like this that might be a little slower or a little more monotonous can actually be quite meditative and relaxing, and that's always a good place to be in for more ideas to come to you, right? Like more inspiration, more thoughts. So I find sometimes we just consume so much. A lot of times we're taking stuff in, whether it's watching TV, even listening to something inspiring, there is a big value I find in just silence, just being quiet long enough to hear and to allow that creative voice, your artistic voice really is what it is, to talk to you. So many of us are just go, go, go. We're always just going, 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 do, just, oh, gotta do this. Oh, gotta do that. Gotta stay busy, So when we're busy all the time, there's no room. There's no room to hear anything. And there's also really kind of no room to process anything that you're thinking or feeling. So it's interesting because I am an extrovert, by nature, but but one of the things that I have learned to value is introspection and personal growth. I find that you can't really have personal growth if you don't allow any time to contemplate, any time to listen, to ask good quality questions, to take courses, to invest in yourself in that way, which all takes time and takes setting aside time. So, this doesn't have to be perfect, but there is just like, that actually might be okay. Because with a few layers of gesso, it can kind of fill in, especially so I'm just using this Liquitex Basics acrylic gesso. Yay! Arena's agreeing with me on dressing up. It's funny because, my mom was raised in a family of all boys, and I was raised in a family of all girls, minus we have, one brother. And it's interesting because she's not a dress up person at all. I would say kind of more of like a tomboy. So just being really careful whenever I get around these edges. Like I said, you could tape it off. This is just kind of has a little complicated edge on it, little wavy edge. Just kind of going slow and being careful with this. And of course, this is acrylic, so if you have like a little wet paper towel, if you get anything on there, you could just wipe it off with water. Can you guys see this? Okay. Just a flat brush. Any kind of brush will do really, as long as it, gets it on there. It doesn't matter if it gets it on there kind of rough, because all of those little ridges are going to be sanded out once it dries. So that's why, you do a few coats. Usually thinner coats are better, of course. And you kind of have to be careful with this, like I say, because I'm trying to protect the that kind of wavy edge. But I'm super excited about this. I'm trying to kind of picture what I'm going to paint on it. I've been painting on these a lot of things from imagination. So that's kind of been fun too. Instead of painting from photo or painting from even from life, setting something up, I've just been looking at the box and giving my mind time to contemplate, ooh, what do I see belonging on there? What do I think belongs on that little box? So I'm definitely feeling like it might be flowers of some kind. I'm just not sure what yet. It'll definitely be kind of lighter colors. I try to go, if there's any edge showing on the box, or, like whatever the main values are or colors. See, it has like this really beautiful Italian green on here. So I'm just taking all of that in mentally, not really logically trying to figure it out, just kind of allowing my imagination and intuition to just contemplate, thinking about the colors, the fact that it's an Italian box, it's like, I don't know, maybe there's a little Italy landscape that ends up going on one of these. I ordered a few different ones, so I'm excited to try them all. And there is another one that I ordered that's very similar to this one, same shape and color, but it has a music box inside, so I'm excited about that one. I have no idea what the song is. The seller did not tell me, so I'm hoping it's something good. So that'll be a surprise, but it's okay because I like surprises. Which is also why I wanted to do this month of December of free demos every day, except for Sunday, and just keep it fresh and just have every day kind of be a surprise. Just whatever comes through, whatever whatever the inspiration is. So that's a good first coat, and you can see how it mostly covered up the original painting underneath. And so it'll just be, once that dries, it'll take a couple hours to dry, or a few hours, and then I can sand it and then do another coat on top. So in general, these take maybe like 2 or 3 coats. Sorry, can't see my face. Maybe 2 or 3 coats on these, but I just love them. They're so cute. Okay, so that is how I would do that. This little sander and sanding pads, I would just look for like sanding block. I think it was like $5 on Amazon. So, okay. All right, everybody. Let's do a different painting. Let me get up. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to get up once you get down there. Okay. So, yeah. So the gratitude book is available as a gift with purchase, Maria, in the painting sale this weekend. And this is also the last weekend to be able to ensure delivery before Christmas if you do see a painting that you want. And don't forget too that you can get a payment plan on paintings as well. So if you see a painting that you love, you can also reserve that painting and the gratitude book with it as your gift with purchase with a payment plan. It's likely a way, so you can do that all right there on the website. Hi, Marla. Hello, Donna Holman. Hello, Vicky. Okay, welcome, welcome. Hi, Lori Wallace. So good to see everybody. And I want to make sure everybody knows that you're invited to the Christmas party next week. You can check the link for that. And also, if you want to participate in the painting raffle, there's a link for that as well. So I'm going to do some of these little roses, or they're actually getting quite big roses now. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh, it's like the color of my shirt. So I'm going to do some of those, and let me get some scissors. I think I'm going to do them in this blue and white jar from yesterday. And this one's going to be, fresh. It's going to be Alla Prima, fresh. Since I know this is like a shorty painting, I don't need to really put any water in there. It's going to be a quickie. So I think maybe 3 roses would be good. Okay, maybe a little bit shorter. And I might cut it a little too short. And maybe a lighter background on this one. So actually, let me just remove that and just use the light of the wall back behind for a lighter value. I don't know if I'll use that eucalyptus stuff or not. Just set that aside. Let's see here. I would like to not have them all super big and open. So maybe there's one. Oh, this one, poor thing, is sometimes it's good to get one that has a little illness, because it's something's wrong with this one, that it's not opening all the way, but that's kind of nice. So that I can have one that's more of a bud, or like this one is not quite as open either. Maybe we'll try to use that one since it's a little prettier, perhaps. Maybe I might try this one as a looking down, perhaps. We'll see, or slightly looking down. Yeah, okay. Do that. All right, let's find another good looking one. Ooh, wait, this one might be better. This one's kind of smaller. This one's, I think, kind of smaller and cuter. Just kind of auditioning. They're trying out for their part in the painting. So auditioning different roses. I want one kind of facing a different angle, like this. Okay, that's the one. I don't really know how to explain what I'm looking for. I don't really know sometimes what I'm looking for myself. It's kind of one of those things where your eye is kind of looking for shape variety, or size variety or shape variety, just the right thing. Definitely facing a different direction though. I keep kind of cutting when you're trimming them, like short, a little bit at a time is better. I always end up kind of trimming them too short. Okay, and then I'm going to put this little leaf underneath here to get a lighter green showing up there. And then where's that dead rose? Here we go. I mean, it's not totally dead. So, but one trick that I like to do that I learned from Franz Morlemans, if you guys don't know who he is, definitely check him out. He's dead, of course, but one trick I figured out by studying his paintings is that he would often just cut the stem and use the leaves like this, so that he can get some overlapping leaves, perhaps in between roses, but not the whole rose. Oops. So, oh yeah, that's so pretty. Okay. Okay. Great. Perfect. So very simple, to make a beautiful painting. We don't always have to have, um, super complicated still life. In fact, oftentimes I find that the simpler often ends up being the better ones, the better paintings. So let's get going here on this painting. I got these roses from, where did I get these from? The grocery store. I get most of my flowers from the grocery store, as a matter of fact. Oh, yay, going out to dinner. Lucky you. Have fun. Have a wonderful dinner. Yeah, so any of these lives, you guys, you can watch on replay on the page. They will be up and available through the month of December for free on the Facebook page. They will be put into the Art Life School member library as well. So, Art Life School members, don't worry, you will continue to have access to them in January. But they will be taken down in January after this month. So just getting out some white here. I know that I'm definitely going to need that cab red light for these beautiful roses. And some cab lemon, they're kind of, they've got a little kind of vermilion quality to them. So I get some of that. And with the background, I could just make up whatever value and color I think is going to suit both the vase, and I know it will be lighter. It might not be that high key, but it will be lighter in value. So I really don't need to tone necessarily the panels, since I know I'm doing a little bit lighter value background. So just using some raw umber and some medium here. And we're just going to kind of map in almost like a negative photograph, if anybody remembers those. Like, does anybody even know what that looks like anymore? I remember as a kid, ordering my photos and then getting the photos home and just staring and staring at the negatives like, wow, this is so cool. This is a trip, man. Just getting these basic shapes in here. This is slightly looking down so I can kind of get some more petals in. Shadow plane here on this rose. Leaf, like a little kind of teardrop shape or diamond shape here and here. But they create really nice little dark accents to, and also contrasting color to set off the roses some more. Okay, I'm not sure how many of these leaves I'll put in back here. Those can kind of get a little crazy and bulky. I'll just kind of mass in the suggestion of them there. But red is actually a middle tone value. It's, right in the middle of the value scale. And it just tends to, bright, vivid colors tend to make us think that they're lighter in value, but most of them are, yellow being the lightest value, then of course yellow orange, then red. So all the colors, I have them laid out according to how they change in value. So just wiping away some of this umber now that I have the shape the way that I want it for the light shape here on the ginger jar, where the rose in front is going to go. I'm trying to make this one a little bit smaller so I get some size variety here. Okay, and then there is shadow plane on this one. So I'll just kind of map in the basic shadow shapes underplane of the rose. These are like little bowls, little cups. So you'll have like a shadow here on the inside, for example, and most of the light catching in here. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe, either violet, like a really light pastel violet would be nice in the background, it would be kind of a marriage of the blue and the red together. So it would kind of create a little color harmony. Maybe we'll do that. I was thinking that, or maybe like a really light sage green would be pretty because it would contrast with the vermilion. It's complementary color. It would contrast the vermilion and connect with the green. Gosh, what to do? Decisions, right? Isn't it amazing how even just with two choices, it's still hard to decide? So, um, I'm going, well, you guys vote. What do you think? Really light, almost like a lavender purpley gray, or like a light sage, almost like a minty green. Vote, vote, vote. While you're getting in your votes, let me get in some dark green while you're doing that. So I'm gonna do some black, which I forgot to put out more. Some black, some blue, and some cad yellow deep will be the color of these deep greens. But sometimes setting up still life is hard because of that, because you might just have so many options that then you're like, I'm in decision fatigue. So keep it simple. Start with, one thing that you really want to paint. Sometimes I find that too. It's like you're going to paint a lot of paintings, so don't try to put everything into one painting. Don't try to put the whole kitchen sink in there. Is a good rule of thumb. Pick one thing that is your kind of star of the show, what really is lighting you up about the painting, and kind of stick with that. Just mapping in, this is going to be kind of my darkest value in the whole painting. Let's see, any votes? Any votes? Nope. Okay. Okay, no votes. Well, then I'll just go with what I'm thinking. So black and white. Last chance before I add any color to this to get your vote in. I think either one will be pretty, so. All right, so I will do like a light sagey green, I think. So some cad lemon, some ultramarine blue, some black and white. And here's the thing, we can always change it too later if we decide, yeah, maybe that purple would have been or let's just try it, so. But I do want to get enough white in here. That's a kind of a pretty color. And the value, I want the value to be somewhat close in value to my vase, just maybe a different color. I don't maybe want it to be the same blue that's on the vase, although that could work too. Sometimes people are always asking me like, what's the right background color? What background color could I choose? And there is really no right background color. There's just so many different looks, so many different things, that you could go for. And each color and value is going to change the look of the painting. So again, you kind of have to know what it is that you're going for in that painting. Are you going for boldness? Are you going for softness and quietness? Are you going for harmony? Or are you, like if you're going for boldness, you're probably not going to choose a color like this necessarily because it's, maybe going to be harmonious, or a value like this. So, you have to kind of know what you're after. And then other than that, it's just the basics of contrast, right? Either contrast or harmony. So more contrast is, going to maybe have a little bit more of a pop kind of look to it. More harmony, is, well, exactly that, more harmony. Little negative shape in here. And then I could either go darker or lighter on this ground plane. Maybe I will go darker, like with that wood tone, just to bring in a little bit more of a deeper, richer value. So really just wiping that out of my brush. And I'm going to start with the raw umber, some cad red light, cad yellow deep. But the raw umber will neutralize that pretty nicely for like a wood color. I'm going to put a lot of medium in that, kind of get it more sheer. I think this will be nice because the lighter green leaves will stand out nicely against this. I am trying to get this kind of sheer though. I've got some opacity in my brush, so I'm kind of trying to dig from the white in the background. So I'm just trying to kind of dig through the paint. So it puts it down a little more transparent. Okay. I need a different brush. This one, the copper ferrule is loose. This is my favorite brush, but this comes off a lot, so I have to super glue it, but then over time it gets loose again, so I'm just going to switch because it's loose and my brush is flopping around like a fish out of water. Let's start with some pure white for highlight there, and then we've got this beautiful kind of bluish gray color. It's interesting too, like in a different context, in a different value environment, a hierarchy environment, how the color reads different on an object, right? So I can actually see more color. Oops, can you guys still hear me? Let's see. Uh-oh, I might have to switch to my different microphone, possibly. Okay, ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, white. I did put a little pinch of that cad red in there as well. Let me know if you guys can't hear me, and let me kind of like y'all to see the palette a little bit more here. This white from Old Holland is really stiff. Like I said, I'm trying to kind of use up my stash, my supply, and it's really, really stiff. So I'm having to put a little more medium into it. One thing I find interesting about becoming an artist, and I do think it is a becoming, because actually I think we know that we're artists, especially as children. We know that we're artists. We don't really know what that is yet. But then, as we become adults, we maybe start to forget that and start to think that we have to do, you know, um, all these things, or only certain people get to be artists, and we're not it. So I do think it's a becoming, maybe it is like a re-becoming in that case. Um, but what's interesting to me though is how much emphasis gets put on technique in the art world. How much emphasis, even in art school, actually in art school, more emphasis gets put on your style. What's your style? What's your style? Everybody has to know what their style is. And then once you know what your style is, you can never change your style. And you better have a style that all of those art professors approve of. They're in charge of your style. Oh my God. Oh, torture. It was definitely torture. So it's interesting. It's interesting to me how much emphasis gets put on just totally the wrong things that don't matter. I mean, yes, technique matters, but there's so many artists out there who actually have good technique, but they're not practicing artists. They're not painting, they're not showing, they're not maybe selling as much art as they could be. They're not as fulfilled in their art as they could be. And it's because, they're forever chasing this technical perfection rather than just, living their art life, living their art life, just finding that joy in the art life every day and being who they are, regardless of anybody else's approval. Like, what I was reading out of the book, yes, I am who I am for a reason, and I don't need anybody else's approval to be that, and I don't need technical perfection to have a thriving, fulfilling artistic life. I also am free to have whatever style I deem relevant at any given point in time. And I'm also open to that growing and changing and evolving. And it's nobody's business but mine, you know? Okay. Shadow colors just made with ultramarine blue, um, cad yellow deep, cab red light, a little bit of white in there as well. I'm going to put a little flavor of red here where the red is reflecting back into the shadow. Same value, just a little heat for that color mixture. So I would say all those things hold about 20% weight in your development. Whether it's, oh, what's your style? Gotta find your style. What is it? And part of the reason why I teach about artistic voice is because I think, no, your style is like, um, temporary. Trends come and go, and there's always trend setters that are often in control of the style or whatever style is popular at that time, which you may or may not fit into, and it's up to you at that time if you're going to stay true to your authentic self or to your authentic voice. I'm just removing some of this for petal shapes, or if you're going to chase that trend, but if that trend changes and you're a trend chaser, well, then you have to change your style, which is, fine too. It's not good or bad, right or wrong, any of that stuff. I just find that style does not carry as much weight in artistic development as so many artists think it does, student artists, things like that. And same thing with technique, all of the attention and focus gets just softening that edge there is put on technique. And in working with artists over the years and being a brand new learning artist myself, I can tell you for certain that that was not my problem. Again, technique really, I think maybe 20% of the weight should be put on that. Rest of it in terms of, really thriving as an artist, not just surviving, but first, it's like surviving and then really thriving artistically. You feel fulfilled, you feel connected, you feel like you have found your authentic artistic voice. Has nothing not to do with technical perfection. Anyways, cab red light, cab lemon, and some white here for the start of the light on this vermilion rose. So often I just feel like all of the attention gets put on the things that don't really matter that much. What does matter, however, is, again, cultivating that joy daily in our practice, discipline. What I see people falling off the wagon, so to speak, in their art practice, quitting on themselves, quitting on their art. Some of it is a self-doubt issue. They don't think that they are, they don't believe that they're an artist. They have not adopted an artistic identity. And I can tell you, before you can become a successful artist, you have to a little more alizarin crimson and cad red light in here. Um, Gosh, because you have to believe first that you are an artist, and at least override some of that self-doubt. Sometimes it can take a long time to override, all of it. Um, Once you override all of it and you have 100% total belief that you're worthy of being an artist and that no artist is better than you. No, you're just as capable as I am, and you have to believe that, or whatever artist that you really look up to and admire. It's available to you if you choose it. If you just choose it, if you believe it and you choose it. But so many people just stay small. They want to stay small, and that's fine too. We all get that choice. It's called free will, right? But I do feel like people's souls will not leave them alone. They won't settle for a compromise. Okay, ivory. So it'll keep like, that thing called creativity and painting and your talents and your gifts. Guess what? I'm still here. I'm still knocking at your heart's door. Oh, you notice that bitterness and that anger and that resentment, and you're pissed off because this person sold a bunch of paintings or got a solo show and you didn't, right? Like that's the sound of that voice knocking at your heart's door. Like, hello, listen to me, use your creative gifts, develop your creative voice and your creative talent. Okay, I'll probably have to continue this tomorrow because it took so long to sand that box. Ivory black, alizarin crimson, cad red light for the darker shadow colors on this rose. And shadows will be cast shadows in between rose petals, underplane shadows. This petal is all in cast shadow back here, cast shadow from the leaf on the edge. So just hunting for and trying to discern, is that form shadow color or is it cast shadow color? Cast shadows will be a little bit darker. Form shadows will have a little more lighter and local color in them. Okay, so this one will be easier because the whole side plane is in shadow. So we're just going to block that in, and then we're going to go back to, actually it's going to be a little kind of not our lightest value because this one's lighter over here. And we're just going to block in this shape. Again, I'll have to kind of work on this some more tomorrow since our time is up today. But I do hope that these little chats and little demos, I am here also to challenge you. And the reason why that's important to me, to challenge your thinking, challenge, you having self-doubt or not believing in yourself, is simply because I do want to see every creator, every artist, every creator on the planet really living their full potential, really achieving their full potential, living their full dharma for the betterment of the world, right? So that's why I say these things to you, in hopes that you will listen, in hopes that any of you who are struggling to believe in yourselves, struggling to invest your time into your craft, struggling to perhaps be more disciplined and stick with your painting. It's just a reminder that it's important. Self-doubt too, I think, is just super selfish. Not to make anybody feel bad. I know that comes across as like a judgment, but anytime we're insecure, we're looking too much at ourselves, and we're kind of being selfish by doing so. So I always, again, like to go back to contribution and what am I contributing to my community, to my family, to my friendships, how am I using or not using my skills to do that? Okay. All right, my friends, I will have to finish this little 6x6 tomorrow with you guys. It will most likely be at 11 a.m. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I liked the colors too. I'm glad I went with that green. I think that's nice. I'm just not a purple gal, but I know a lot of people like purple. I'm trying to find a way to love purple. Um, okay, so I will see you all tomorrow. I'll create another event. It will be 11 a.m. Mountain Time. No, we can do earlier, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So that would be noon Eastern, 11 Central, and 9 Pacific. Okay, you're so welcome, everybody. Think of any questions that you have for me for tomorrow. Thank you for your sweet words and thank you for being here. I'm loving being able to spend all of this time with you. Okay, till tomorrow. Happy painting. Bye for now.